Hi friends, I'm Courtney. Thank you for tuning in to this little IGTV. I thought as just an average consumer, I thought it might be fun to film my experience with Melissa Wood Health Pilates and kind of how it's been worked into my fitness journey and overall wellness. It's beyond actual fitness for me. A lot of people have asked me literally to make this video. I know that's like a cringy sentence of a lot of you have asked, but literally I've gotten so many messages, so I thought I'd just like do a little video explaining my kind of experience with it, because it's not so black and white of like, oh my god, yes, it's worth the money, because what does that mean? Now I want to quickly say that I do think it's a very affordable for at-home workouts. I think it worked out to being like $13 a month Canadian, and I got the annual membership on Black Friday after doing like a month trial or a week trial, and then I purchased maybe a month, and then I bought the annual. So I got the annual for like $70 Canadian, something like that, and it worked out to be very affordable. So I just want to be very like transparent with that. What led me to starting Pilates? So I have been like very up and down in the fitness world, in the sense of like started weight training when I was very young, really like self-taught everything I know about fitness, worked at a gym for a few years, did a lot of weight training, a lot of like serious strength training, was lifting heavy in high school, heavy-ish in university, definitely did a lot of like intense burnout type of workouts to lose weight. I was very much trying to be very skinny, and sometimes it wasn't healthy. Like most times it wasn't healthy. I really have only gotten to a good place with my body and how I feel, and like the activity and fitness being more than just physical aspects. It's more mental for me than anything, but it took me many years to get to that place. So I want to like be just honest about my experience. And I was like really into CrossFit kind of coming into the pandemic, and then the pandemic hit and I fucked up my hip running. I was training for a half marathon, and then during like the pandemic I was doing a lot of intense workouts, a lot of cross training, and just it was intense. I was so sore, and I was definitely not allowing my body to rest as much, but it was like really good for my mental game, just releasing a lot of anger of the current like circumstances of 2020. So that was cool, but then I pulled my glute doing the walk dance because I was literally like so tight and just training on like literally muscles that were so tense, and I knew it, and I just kind of kept going, which is not okay. I wasn't listening to my body, and so I pulled my glute, and that's what caused me to try Melissa Wood Health Pilates. I could only do Pilates and yoga. That was the only thing that could actually like allow me to move. Even walking for like going for a walk, I usually walk 10,000 steps a day minimum, and I couldn't even do that because my glute hurt so bad. So I started doing that, and like Pilates for me was so slow, and yoga in general. Like I used to love yoga in high school, and then once I got into really heavy like training, I was not about it, and that was definitely affecting my running as well, not stretching effectively and not practicing like mobility exercises. So Pilates was a complete different pace for me. The first video I did was like a beginner one, and I remember just dying because it's not that it's really intense, it's more of just how like mind, body, soul, it connects your entire body. You have to use like all these little tiny muscles that you just like don't think of when you're just like lifting weights. So that was weird for me. I had no core strength, and this has been a huge problem within me and my physio and stuff like that, of trying to figure out my hips, because they're basically shaped like this. So when I would do core exercises, my hips would lock, and I would literally be like this, and I just like couldn't like expand, and it would cause me so many issues. So I've had like a lot of issues within that. I was actually born with a knee problem, or not born with it, but like it developed at a very young age. So this has been like a really long experience. And then Pilates, I've already noticed that it's changed my abs and my core completely. And it's also just made me very strong in my center, which I never had before. I love the variety of the workouts. I don't typically, they have a weekly schedule where it literally shows you like Monday through whatever, what you could like, it's kind of like recommendations, I guess, but I don't really follow them. I just do what I want to do. And I usually like switch it up. So like I'll do a full body flow, then focus on arms and abs, do a leg and booty one, like that kind of thing. I also do cardio still now that I've like recovered from my injuries. I can do cardio, so I do run, stuff like that, but her treadmill series are so fun. Quick note, you feel like a little kid like skipping on the treadmill and like doing your little standing Pilates. It is so fun. But the way that it's changed for me is like how much just like her whole thing is just like movement, and you know how it changes you energetically. And for me, like that's been a big thing because I always felt like I had to work out for like an hour to be worth it, and some of these are like under 10 minutes and you just feel so much better after, physically, mentally, emotionally, like all of it. It just changes, it just like literally shifts your entire day. And I also find that it's like, so like she says long lean lines, she's not kidding. Like having literally your own body weight or just like little 1 pound ankle weights is so effective. If you told me even like 6 months ago that I would be using just like 1 pound ankle weights, I would laugh at you. It's completely recomposed my body. Like the way that my body works now is very different because I've just completely changed how I eat, how I function, everything through the last few months. I find that I did get hooked on like buying the accessories, not through Melissa Wood Health, Melissa Wood, whatever. I bought them on Amazon. Well, my parents bought them for me on Amazon. What am I gonna say? So I did get, actually we'll just do it. So I did get suckered into some of the accessories that you can buy to like do some of the videos. Not even through Melissa Wood, but through Amazon. I just actually asked for them, put a little wish list for Christmas for my parents, and they very kindly bought me the little Pilates circle. So it's like a little thing and you literally do your little, and you get the like thigh action. I bought the Bala ankle weights, the 1 pounds, because they're so like aesthetically pleasing and cute, and they very easily tear, so they're good, they're worth it in my opinion for the money, and yeah, they're cute as hell. And I also have like bands and stuff that some of the workouts can incorporate, but like all of her workouts, you don't need any of the accessories. You can fully do just body weight. You don't even need a mat if you don't want to use it. There's standing Pilates that you can do literally anywhere. So like it's very travel friendly. I know most of us aren't traveling right now, but it is like really something you can do anywhere. And I fully just started off with a yoga mat, like 20 bucks from Winners, and got going. So you don't have to buy anything extra. I just did because I like kind of committed to the lifestyle. It's just so fun. I got the little Pilates ball. It's very cute. As far as like the workouts itself, so what I found was that it was really difficult for me to, one, be able to slow down, two, adapt to like really using your entire body. I think I was someone who definitely skipped out on form when I was lifting weights. Like if I'd be standing doing like a bicep curl, I wouldn't be engaging my torso and abs at all. And I also had a very bad like posture. I had an anterior pelvic tilt where you're, instead of like having, if you're just having like a flat back, I'd be like this, and then the other one's like that. So I'd have an anterior pelvic tilt where you stick your butt out. So everything was like messed up from that. Like my entire body was kind of screwed up, hips, back, everything was a mess. So that was already something that I was kind of having to work on already. And then I would say that Pilates has definitely helped because you have to engage your core or else you're going to hurt yourself. Because like, especially if you're in a plank and you have like an anterior pelvic tilt, you'll screw up your lower back and stuff. So you need to be able to like bring everything in. And there's a lot of things like just like the like where you kick your leg back and you're like doing like little circles in the air with your leg. You would think that that is like the easiest thing ever, and oh my god, is the hardest thing ever. And even like the way that you feel sore the next morning, it's not the same as like when you like push way too hard with weights. I don't know how to explain it, but the soreness is different, and I find that for me, this type of movement has been more energizing, where I didn't realize how much other movement may have been decreasing my energy in the sense of like truly draining me. Like some days, if I worked out in the morning, which I often try to do, but with lockdown right now, it's not really going so well. But I typically work out first thing in the morning, and I would find that I need like a nap by afternoon. Like I just felt like it was so depleting. Whereas with this stuff, I feel like even more energized. So that's cool. I also just love Melissa Wood Tepperberg, I think is her full name. In general, I first heard of her from the Skinny Confidential podcast. I think she's been on there once or twice now, and I just loved everything she stood for and her story of how she created her own like kind of method and everything. So the other thing is that she has a really interesting blend of yoga and Pilates. As someone who wanted to be a yoga teacher for all of high school, I was in yoga for I'd say 4 or 5 years. I find that her practice is really interesting, and I love her cues, and even just little cues of like, you know, breathe into the movement, like don't tighten your face, and I'll feel like my face like literally be like this to like, oh yeah, okay, like chill the hell out. That's nice. And the app is very easy to use. So I typically either sign in on my laptop, I have it on my iPad and on my phone, because I often do her meditations from the comfort of my like either bedroom, or I'll go outside or whatever on my phone. So that's really cool. I don't typically work out with my phone just because it's a little small, but through the iPad or laptop is really easy. What else do I have to say? The other thing is that I find that it's like so much more of a lifestyle, just like moving intentionally, and I find that that aligns me with other things in my life of just doing things with intention and really just kind of breathing in the moment. And I don't know how to explain that without sounding so cheesy, but like for someone who didn't know how to slow down, this has been something that's been really incredible for me, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, like just all across the board. And I find that the medley of like workouts that are on there is so fun, and you just like never get bored. I also track my workouts in my little like just Apple Calendar, just to see like, you know, if I haven't done a booty one this week, then I'll make sure I incorporate that and stuff like that, just to make sure I'm like hitting certain areas of my body, but also not overdoing anything. She does some live workouts, which are really fun, and some of them have like different dance warm-ups and little meditations at the end and things like that. So there's definitely a variety, and I don't think it's like, you know, for everyone. Not everyone's gonna love it, obviously. It definitely took me years of knowing her to finally like come around to the idea of actually trying it. And when people ask, I just always recommend doing the 1 week trial that's free, because you really never know until you try it. However, I did find that it took me about 4 weeks of consistent movement to really start to adapt to like liking it and to looking forward to it. I was really only doing it out of spite, just because my glute injury, like that was the only thing I could do. And for me, I go psycho if I don't work out. So that was like the thing that kept me sane. If you're looking to strengthen your core, holy shit, it's literally insane. My abs. So I'm a very short person, but I never like had even the most baby abs ever. I'm 5'2" with no torso. So all of the fat that I have on my body is pretty much stored to my stomach. So to feel this like slim is a good feeling. I do love with how like my body personally has responded to Pilates is getting that like long lean lines and feeling like you're strong because you're using your own body weight often too. So like I actually feel stronger now than when I was like loading up a barbell to go squat like 200 pounds. Like I truly feel stronger than that. Although I can't squat that anymore, I just feel stronger within my own body, and that's kind of a good feeling. And probably like my form back in the day was also like probably terrible because I didn't figure out my hip back situation.
You bored? Are you bored? You want me to pick you up?
The other cute thing is that my dog often lays on my yoga mat and tries to do the downward dog with me. She's very sweet. Yeah, it's fun. And honestly, I set a vibe when I do my Melissa Wood health workouts. I actually put on some music lightly in the background with her beautiful voice narrating the entire workout, and it's fun, and you don't like feel disgusting after sweaty wise. It's definitely been really exciting for my hair washing routine because I plan it with my runs and stuff like that. But yeah, I literally recommend everyone to try it. It's not for everybody, but it's definitely been very transformative to me, and I noticed my posture is even getting better, so that's exciting, especially for the work from home lifestyle, being sitting on the couch and stuff. And her meditations for just like anxiety and things like that, especially with all of this stuff, has been really convenient because I'll do it before or after my workout, and that just makes it really easy to get it all in kind of simultaneously. But also on the go, if like I'm just sitting outside and drinking a coffee, I'll throw on a meditation and live a beautiful day. So that's everything. If you have any more questions that I didn't answer, please let me know. I am working on getting an Amazon link, so I can hopefully just link all the products that I had purchased for my little Pilates setup to there, but there's no like specifics. I just typed in Pilates ball, Pilates circle, and then the BALA ankle weights I bought from Indigo because they, I think, only had an American company, but then they're now on the Canadian side of Indigo, so it's just really easy to purchase from. And that's about it. So let me know if you have any questions and if this was helpful, and thank you for watching.